Hey, how do I do that? Oops. Is anybody here? Can you hear me? Somebody said I was too loud last time, so oh my god. I didn't mean to put that in there so many times. Can I erase it? Delete comment. Okay. I didn't think it was putting it on there. Okay. Hi, Jaded, Cinnamon Girl. Oh my god, I can't possibly catch up. Dodie. Lurking. Hey. Innocent. Cinnamon. Governor Gideon. McBee. Rix. Hi. Eve. Always a pleasure. Wolf lover. How far can I go up? Luna. Fitzcrank. Nine. I haven't seen you before. Honeybee. And I'm still going. Did I say Governor Gideon? Number 1 on the hit list? Pam O'Connor. Hello. And Constant Sue is here somewhere. Why did my cat suddenly decide to annoy me right now? Because I'm busy. Okay, I think I got everyone. I think I said Cinnamon Girl. Wolf Lover. Avian Guy. Jackie Blue. Sally. Might not be still in here. Just Legs. Hello. Bob. Hi. Anissa. Lily Von Lombotomy. I like that. Hello. Dulcie Blues. Rumor. Lenny J. Brando Ashride So Curiosity. Hello. God, I can't keep up. It's almost like you guys are anxious to hear Eric. Okay, so I came in just a little early. Love for almost everyone. Hello. Gossip. I recently chatted my first name and state. Okay, no nonsense here. If you've been in my chat before, you know that. I do not allow nonsense. Innocent and Eve are right on top of that. I do not like to have to time out anyone, and especially not block anyone. So please, just, all opinions are welcome. Just don't be excessive, please. And this is not a Bash Ernie live. It's a Hear Eric's Story live. Moody Farm. Hello, Kels. Agent Freeside. You're an agent now. Fugitive recovery agent? So yes, respectful, please. Oh, Cossage, you're very welcome. Listening in unless we have a question. How long is Eric in jail? Oh, hi, Lisa Maxwell. I can't remember when his hearing is, maybe the 18th, I think, and then he's trying to get into a drug program, and his attorney thinks that's a good bet. Hey, the Shannon. Wolf Lover. Smiley Miley. Look at Governor Gideon. You guys are fine. Wonder what happened to Eric. Maybe he couldn't get to a phone. Or just talked to him a few times. So, yeah. apparently Ernie's number one cheerleader over there thinks that Eric, when he said he was using a couple other people's phones to save his minutes for tonight, lurking. She said, "Oh, I bet he lied to her." And yeah, Ernie was saying, "Oh, he probably has a cell phone, contraband cell phone." I was afraid he would call there and say that he was talking about it. Oh, they're gonna find that out and then throw him in General Pop. He's already in General Pop. And they'll tear him apart. I'm like, you think he's pretty popular there? The last time he was talking to me, yeah, the last yesterday I was talking to him once and some guy came up and said, "Who are you talking to?" And he said, "A girl." And so that guy wanted to talk to me and he took the phone. So plus I don't know how many guys he's phones he's borrowed. So yeah, he's Jenny, hi. He's not coming up. I know, innocent. Nana Kim, hello. I don't think a lot of cell phones say this is a prepaid call from a what did this say? Correctional facility. Please press 1. I guess they missed that part. Let's see, who else did I miss? The Shannon Smiley. Okay. Purple Rainstorm. Yeah, Terry. Yeah. I don't know if she's just naive or Ernie's so good at manipulating those girls. I kind of feel sorry for him, actually. Veritas. Sheila D. Hello. Yeah, it's kind of hard to give him payback. Yeah, I knew right away that would be the first go-to. Oh, yeah, because Ernie was saying, "Oh, I don't think it's going to happen." I don't know why he hasn't called. Maybe he can't get to a phone. So I heard I bet he and his call I bet they did. I bet they did. What is it that they don't want to come out? I wonder. Hey, what's this little button do? Oh, there we go. There we go. In case anybody's streaming me, they can see the chat on there too. I met Lisa K. You don't know me and I don't know you. I messed that up. But I am the Southern girl that Ernie always talks about. People call me SG, but I left the community a while ago. Oh, here he is. Hello, this is a free call from an incarcerated individual at Sullivan County Sheriff's Department. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. Hey.
Hey, okay. Anyway, it took me a minute to get a phone and so
I figured that.
yeah, it took a minute to get a phone because there's one down and so but yeah, I was just reading some of this. This oh my god, excuse me. This idiot is crazy. I don't stutter, but damn. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, he's just crazy. I was reading some of this shit he had to say, and I don't see how he gets by with continuing on behaving this way and not. And somebody, I mean, well, that's probably another reason why somebody called Kentucky Derby or police on Kentucky Derby, which now that I think of it, he probably did.
I don't know. I don't think so. But can you guys hear okay?
Can you all hear okay?
Nope. Said they can't. Nope. Talk louder.
Okay, let's see. Is that better?
Can you hear now?
Can y'all hear me now?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now they're saying yes. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, okay, well, as I was saying, that I had a random person message me, and I'm not going to throw names down there. I'm just saying I had a random person message me not even 2 months ago stating how someone had called the police and said that they heard Mr. Shell threaten to blow Kentucky Derby up, and I'm not surprised at some of the shit he's been saying and some stuff he just blows off of his spastic crazy ass. And that's what he is. He is complete nuts that needs to be committed somewhere. And I don't care what he has to say about me because I already know. He's been saying it for years now. I mean, you think he would find something better to talk about, but he don't. So here we are. So,
okay.
So anyways, and in reference to saying that I have never met Jimbo. That's his friend. That is his ex-lover. That I think so. Anyway, that's one of his ex-lovers. That is not anybody that has anything, or that I have anything, or ever had anything to do with, other than a couple of conversations over the phone. So.
Okay, just wait a minute, because I don't know if everybody saw or heard Ernie say that. Ask Eric about Jimbo, that he and Jimbo were supposed to go take pictures at a murder scene or something. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, well, that's a lie. That's shit. I don't even know that him. I've heard about him. I've heard some stories, but I don't know him. So, yeah, it's just more of his bullshit. Is there anything? Okay, let's see. We need to stay on subject here. What were we talking about again? What was I? Okay, now what's the question?
We need to start at the beginning. Isn't that what Stephanie? Okay. Oh, and one thing somebody said nobody wants to hear what a druggie felon in prison has to say. You're not in prison. I don't think you have a felony, do you?
Okay. Well, let's see here. I'm not in prison for one, and for two, well, I told you, I had mentioned last night, if you can remember what my charges were, I told you I'm in trouble. Right now, what's holding me is forging a prescription for some diet pills back in 2018. That's what's holding me in here right now. So if that's like terribly, horribly bad compared to what this moron has did to everybody with his scams and his lies and every stuff like that, and he's committed far worse crimes that he just hasn't been proven yet. I'm sure of it. Okay, so I don't care what anybody has to say.
Of a felony.
Right.
Right. So
okay, well, actually, I've had a few convictions of felonies. Yes.
Oh, you have? Oh.
But yes, I have. I've had a few, but that's not that don't have any relevance as opposed to when we're comparing me to the moron that we're talking about here, which has no room to talk about anybody. He's an extortionist. He's a predator, a liar, and possibly much worse, but it's not been proven yet. So whoever said that,
Ernie was a druggie felon in jail too. So right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a druggie felon in jail with allegedly the person that he was married to before had a meth lab and all this other stuff, and it blew up, or this came from him, and this is what I have heard. So, I mean, I don't recall ever getting into the crimes that I've committed over the past in that depth. So, you know, there's an extent to what I'm capable of doing, and none of this is, or what he is saying is true.
Yeah, I don't think your record has anything to do with what Ernie's done to you, so.
Right. No, it has nothing. It has no relevance to do with anything.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. You ended up in Hay House.
It was court ordered. It was supposed to be a rehabilitation thing to take classes and everything to be able to come off drugs and learn the tools that I need to learn to be able to stay off them. And because I do have a drug problem, I never denied that. Okay. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not going to lie about it.
So then tell me about, does Eric know Ernie has HIV? He does now. I told him.
I do now. I didn't before, no. So, which adds even more to the pot, because I swear, I mean, lying to everybody about having HIV, that's very, very serious, and that's a pretty big charge right there. That's very, very bad. That's very bad. That's an aggravated charge.
That's definitely a crime. So tell us about your first meeting with Ernie. Tell me about that.
Well, okay, that was in the Hay House, and I was sentenced to go there. This has been many years ago, actually. It's been a long time ago. And that experience was terrible. He's a predator. I mean, he preyed on me. He sensed weaknesses, and he preyed on that for sexual gain on his own part. And he is a sexual predator. So, that's basically what happened. If anybody can read into that any further without me having to go into extreme detail.
Well, tell me about when you first met, what you told me about him saying you look really nervous, and then...
Yeah, he had stated that I looked really nervous, and was just saying, how I looked scared and nervous. And that's an interesting thing to say to somebody. And when he was at the Hay House, he was not a probation officer or anything like that. He was at the lower part of anything that he could have been there, which was over security, which basically made sure that people wasn't bringing knives and guns in there. He was not a case officer there, so he was not really. What he had to say there really didn't go too far. I know that's really not relevant to anything, but I'm just stating he stated he's all I need a police officer. To my knowledge, he was never any of that, or he definitely was not there, and he never arrested me for anything. So, I mean, I'm surprised this maniac is out here on the loose right now, and he needs to be locked up himself for obvious reasons.
So you told me about what he brought you the next day.
Oh yeah, a handful of Xanaxes.
Yes. So
at the time, I was like, well, this person. At the time, I thought, well, what a nice guy. But no, that's thinking about it. I mean, me there for drug-related reasons, and then giving somebody a controlled substance, a huge deal.
Exactly. Like kind of like a predator.
That's almost like trafficking. Yeah, yes. That's a predator. Basically trafficking someone, and that's what happened.
Like the Xanax. Ernie brought him a handful of Xanax when he's in there for a rehab. And Ernie is head of security.
Right, yeah.
And Dr. Walsh, I don't...
Which has passed by now. Has he passed away? Does anybody know?
Well, he must have been kind of tight with Ernie. Okay, here he told me that Dr. Walsh was running the place, told him that Ernie was interested in him. So it's like they're almost, it's like the whole place is predators, I think.
Most that work there, absolutely. Absolutely. There were a few that were good, that were all right. One of them ended up getting fired, which was a case officer, which was in-house case officer there. He ended up getting fired for things that Ernie was doing, because Ernie had went and lied on him and turned everything around on this man. His name was Jason something. I can't remember his last name. But anyway, he lied on him trying to get his job and everything, and that didn't work out for him. He couldn't get his job due to his he had a past record of some kind, so I think he wasn't able to go any further. Because if you had a past record in the state of Tennessee, you cannot be an officer of the law or sworn in. You can't be, and it's not possible. That's the way it is here in the state of Tennessee in every county. So, I mean, there's only certain things you can do. You can be a security officer, which what he was there was no different than the mall security that you see, which aren't arresting officers. They can just contact, law enforcement. That's right. What he's known for doing anyway, because he's a well-known snitch. I mean, that's why he's probably on PC. I can only imagine. He's very well-known snitch. I mean, this guy's just a piece of shit who needs to be committed somewhere. and monitored very closely until they get him leveled out on medication. I mean, maybe there's hope for us. I don't know. I mean, I don't hate the man, but I hate his lies and everything and the problems that he has caused numerous of people through his scams and lies and preying on people and then claiming, oh, well, I want to go out here and be a child or help these children, save children. Well, oh, that's a great job for you. That's my sarcasm, everybody. No, that's not a great job for him.
Constance Sue wants to know if there were women at Hay House or just men.
Well, there was women too, but the men could not work with the women. Does that make sense? So they could not. No, it was just men in the part that I was in. Just men. Except for the counselors in the other building right next to it. Those were women. There were one black and one white woman. The white woman's name was Teresa. She was all right. And so was the black lady too, but I can recall it, the incident between the white one, which was Teresa. She told me multiple times, she said, well, this black one, the other one that was the same as she was a counselor there, said, well, she keeps stating that I'm having affairs with the people that, with the clients that are there. I'm like, really? I'm like, wow, you might want to get that under wraps before that blows up. I remember that right there because the way she would come into work was ridiculous. Who comes to work dressed like that? I mean, with blouses falling off her shoulders.
You're getting off topic.
Huh?
You're getting off topic.
Oh, my bad.
Cinnamon Girl said, I appreciate your honesty and candor, Eric.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, that's what I want to be, is honest about this whole situation, because it was a nightmare for me. But I'm also trying to say things. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm naturally a very funny person anyway. So, I mean, I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but it was a fucked up situation to be in.
You are funny.
And I'm trying really hard not to get upset about it because this is a very dangerous person we're talking about here. Ernie Shell is a very dangerous man who don't need to be let near people at all. And there's nothing that he can say or do to me. I'm in general population here, and I can live anywhere in this jail. So, okay, target, find another target, you dumbass.
I told him about that before you got here. So Eric did not know that Ernie had HIV until now. He didn't know until I told him a couple days ago.
Yeah, you didn't. I didn't know. You're right. And what was my response when you told me that? It was kind of.
You didn't talk for at least 30 seconds after that.
I had to catch my breath.
I know.
It about passed out right here in the door. I mean, I tell people that are in here, like, are you all right? You got white as hell. I'm like,
you have 1 minute left.
Yeah, that's scary. Did Ern prey on only you sexually or other patients too?
Me.
Just you.
As far as I know.
Okay.
When I was there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Eric wasn't there very long. Did you say a month or two?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I can't recall the exact time. I really can't. So, I mean, it's fixing to cut off here in a second. I'm going to have to call back.
Yeah, that's okay.
I just don't. Yeah, it's just some of his threats and everything. It's just really, really bad. I mean, I wish he was in this state so he could be prosecuted for him. I mean, if he was, he could definitely be prosecuted for some of the things he's saying right now, or have said that's gotten back to me. That's not okay, dude. You can't do that. You don't have that kind of pull. I don't really think you ever did, and you definitely don't now. After your
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Damn, that cell phone. That's a timer on it, that hidden cell phone. Yes, that's where they met, giving payback. No, they did not know each other prior to that. And it did continue. And he will talk about that. Okay, what are we supposed to... How did Ernie get a picture of Ernie handcuffed to the bed? Yeah, that is Eric, but there's no handcuffs. He's not handcuffed to the bed. You can see one hand is holding his hair up and the other hand is holding the camera, taking the picture. We'll get to that. That's actually why he's so mad at Ernie, because he asked him to take that down and Ernie said no and laughed about that ruins Eric's modeling career, which he did do some modeling. So, Princess, did they have a sexual relationship? Yes. Tell Eric how long we think he's had that. You know, I don't care for the time lady's attitude. I hate that lady. That's annoying as hell. Princess comment. Who's Princess? Oh, okay. I just did that. Yep, we'll get to that. He'll talk about that. Oh, Starry Night. Hi. Lisa, he is worried about having it now. No, he said he tested clean. He didn't have it. They test him all the time in there and in prison because, you know, they don't want it to spread in there. So they get tested all the time for all kinds of things. That's just the gift that keeps on giving. No, he's Smiley. He has already been tested. I don't know. Ernie said at one time he has had it since 2013, then 2017, and today when he was on Isaac's, he said 2023. So who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Yeah, right. Security doesn't. Okay. Why was the Hay House closed? Okay. The Hay House was closed in, I know that, 2020 or 2022. And that was because of corruption, which you're hearing us, you know, talk about. So Ernie fit right in. The director, Dr. Welsh's son-in-law, they hired him and he was a felon. He gave one of the inmates or residents a knife and paid them to kill one of the other patients. So he got caught for that and got convicted of attempted murder. And then I think 4 years later, they hired him back again. And they also had a registered sex offender working in the kitchen. The whole place was just corrupt as hell. Was Arctic working there then? Oh, innocent. She didn't work in a facility. So yeah, there was a big investigation, which Eric kind of started. His complaint caused him to start looking into Hay House. It just and I read some reviews on Glassdoor where, you know, former employees, right? There weren't very many, but they weren't very complimentary either. Talking about management and how terrible it was. It is terrible that he preyed on Eric, you know, a vulnerable Ernie, in my opinion, has a gift for picking out people that are vulnerable and then taking advantage of them. But then any predator does, right? That's what they do. Take a weakness of yours. And of course, Eric was in there for rehab, so he knew, you know, he had a drug problem and supplying drugs to him. I think that's trafficking, isn't it? Supplying someone, hooking, you know, getting someone hooked on drugs, restarting them because he had been clean at that point. And he did tell me that Ernie liked him to be drugged up on other encounters through the years. Article, okay, June 2019. Thank you, Cinnamon Girl. Thank you. What is a rehab facility? It was like a private, it was like what Fred Hill stayed in. It was like a halfway house. Some people could come and go, and other people were locked in. Eric was one of the ones that was locked in, and it was like part of his sentence was to go there. So, you know, I don't think much of those privately run prison things, actually. If he knows Phil, I don't know. He knew there was a guy that had gone with Ernie previously. and that Ernie seemed to be very close to, but okay, let's see. The director's son-in-law was a felon, yeah, and they hired him twice. I think with Ernie, it's a whole drug sex thing, and he uses people. He seems to be pretty. Okay, I'm probably behind. I'm always behind. Purple Rainstorm, yes. Yeah, I'm glad it was shut down. How many times has he seen Ernie after Hay House? It went on for 3 years after that, I believe. Oh, I absolutely believe he was violated. Okay, so Eric reported what was going on there, and then they released him then. So because of the shady dealings, he didn't have to finish out his term or whatever there. They got him out of there. So did he say how close he got to you know who? I don't know. Did you miss that? I think he was there, and Ernie said, you sound kind of nervous. And Eric told him, I'm a hot mess. And he said the next day, Ernie brought him 5 Xanax bars to calm him down. You know, I agree I'm sure Ernie's calling the jail now. I bet he is. Starry Night, I think the 18th. He'll have to tell you that. I think it's the 18th, and his attorney thinks that he has a good chance of getting drug court. He doesn't, his convictions are, all drugs. So, I mean, he's an addict. He'll tell you that. And that's a terrible thing, isn't it? But he had a good job. He was driving for Uber and Lyft for a couple of years before this. So he works for a living. Oh yeah, Life's a Dance. He's coming back as soon as he can get a phone again. Oh, I know Ernie does, I'm sure. Yes, Luna. Yep. Yes. So Ernie ruined Eric's recovery. He definitely did. Supplying him for drugs the whole time. Oh, I can't. If I read Ernie's community post, I'll knock myself off. I'm not that handy with I'm sure it has something about Lisa Kay has nothing to say, huh? He really did kind of imprison Eric, didn't he? Well, isn't that kind of what traffickers do? I don't know. Seems like it. Supply you with drugs and make you beholden to them. What is the age difference between Eric and Shell? Eric is 41, I believe, and Ernie is 45 or 46. Yes, Smiley. It is sad. It is sad. Oh, innocent. If I press that, I'll knock myself off. I'm not that handy. Oh, well, Eric's not. He's in jail. He ain't reading Facebook. Oh, who is he? I should let someone up here that Ernie did exploit Eric. That's kind of why. And even then, Eric says he doesn't hate him. And I don't know. There's some kind of connection there. Of course, there kind of is with your abuser, right? I mean, that's hard to break the chain. You guys are being awesome in chat. Thank you. Very respectful. I appreciate that. Well, yeah, Eric is Cinnamon Girl, yeah, he doesn't even want to talk to him right now. Luna, I hope he does get drug court, and you know, his mom is behind him, and yeah, he realizes. I told him he's old enough that it's time to get his shit together, so. Was it on? Okay, wait a minute. I don't want to, talk for Eric, but was it on and off again because Ernie controlled the drugs? No. No, Eric knows where to get drugs, but he said when he was with Ernie did supply him with drugs some of the time. So. You went to jail, Rush. I told you to stay away from Sullivan County. Oh. Eric sounds a little shook. I just think, yeah, he does talk kind of fast. You went to jail. I told you to. I hope they don't put you in the same cell with Eric Rush. Eric's in general population. He's in a dorm. He isn't in a cell. And he's actually pretty popular. Because like I told you, I've talked to some of the guys. Yeah, Shannon. I sure hope so. Wait. I missed something. Wait. Ernst's post seems addressed to someone named Bravo. I don't know. I'll ask him. Let me see. So Ernie was the guard that was poking inmates? I don't know. And Eric didn't say that. He just was doing Eric. I just think it's odd that Dr. Walsh that was running the program told Eric that Ernie was interested in him. So what? Seriously. That's just shady as fuck as far as I'm concerned. Like, is Eric's in there for rehab and they're preying on him like that? Why is Ernie telling the head of Hay House that he's interested in Eric as a, sex object or whatever? Bravo, like Bravo. Yes, Smiley. Was the doctor, Bribery, or is it Breeberry? I'm sorry, I can't remember. I think it's Breeberry, isn't it? I believe he was. Oh, here he is.
Hello, this is a free call.
Me.
An incarcerated individual at Sullivan County Sheriff's Department. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number.
Oh, wow, we're down to 2 phones now, so that really sucks.
Oh, man.
I know, right? Because I'm having to, it's like fighting for phones in here.
That's all right. We
You know,
got plenty to talk about while I'm getting him up to speed
Okay.
on Hay House. Dr. Walsh was married but did men too. Yeah, he was interested in Eric too.
he was what now?
Someone said Dr. Walsh was married but did men too. And he said, yeah, he said he was interested in you too. Hey,
Right.
hey birdies. She said he lost his license in Kentucky and now practices in New Jersey. Is he still
Who
alive?
does?
I mean, Eric thought he was dead.
I thought he was dead. Is he still alive?
I don't know. That's what they said.
I-
I don't know. I can't look up or I'll kick myself off. So
Right. I mean, I heard he passed away. That's what I heard. But somebody else said that they had apparently looked him up and what he lost his license in Kentucky and now he's in New Jersey. Well, yeah, he was another one.
Well, they're all
Obviously, I mean, they just don't lose their license for no reason. You know, they've done something. So.
Okay, so
I mean,
they want to know more about you and Ernie.
Okay, well, for about 4 years after the fact, this was 2014, up until 2018, I want to say, we had several different encounters. Of course, they were sexual encounters. And that went on for about 4 years. We were never in any kind of relationship, or I don't consider it that. It's not that I'm exactly proud of this, but hey, y'all want the truth, so here it is.
Okay, they said he did pass away.
Okay, see, I thought so.
That's good. Okay, so.
That's good.
Well, he was a predator too.
Well, yeah. I knew. See, everything I'm telling y'all is the truth. I'm not bullshitting with y'all. I promise you. The only one that's coming on here lying or that's running around lying would be him. And he is a problem causer, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. But let him. I mean, whatever. I mean, hell. What can he do? I'm already in jail, motherfucker. Sorry for the language,
No,
but you know.
That's all right. Okay, so tell us about Ernie's wife. You didn't know he was married at the beginning, right?
At first.
Okay.
I did not know.
And then tell us about that.
Well, later on, I had learned that he was married. She had got a hold of his messages or whatever, or his phone, and seen where we were talking back and forth and seen certain pictures, and began messaging me, and got mad at me. And I believe at the time somehow messed up or something. I ended up with her number and thought it was his phone, something like that. And then anyway, she found out, and shit hit the fan. And you know, I mean, I feel bad for this woman. I mean, from my understanding, I didn't think she was a bad woman. She just, you know, got mixed up with the wrong one.
And then called you a homewrecker. So now,
Right.
Ernie's.
Hold on just 1 second.
Ernie's.
I've got the COs coming to. The COs are calling me. They're trying to get me to come here. Hold on.
The caller has hung up.
Yeah, Fitzcrank. Unlike Ernie's Tiglets over there saying that Ernie's wife cheated on him. Of course, Ernie always has to be the victim. Ernie was cheating on his wife with at least Eric. It is pretty gross. It is. Yeah, so Eric was Ern's booty call? Yes, he was. Yep, she found out. I bet that's when, yes, Purple Rain Storm. Okay. What did he mean by that recording when he said what you done to me? Oh, yeah, I think he said he gave him Hep C, but things get uglier than this. Was Ernie the giver or taker? Ernie's a power bottom. Do you need pictures? Because I think we all have them. Yeah, somebody called the jail. Oh, those assholes. Well, yeah, you can't silence him forever, right? He could talk to whoever he wants to. Didn't Ernie talk to everyone on Earth 24 hours a day when he was in jail? Nobody muzzled him. Here he's just going to make Eric more determined, actually. Yes. His wife, who was also his cousin, okay, avian guy, his cousin, he did not marry. And that's who he had his son with. And then he married Melissa, and that was his wife. Oh, exactly. Oh, Phil, yeah, Phil might be next. 5 bars. Yeah. I guess I'm behind again. I'm always... No pics? Well, we could come up with some pics. There's pics of everything. You got much more scoop than anyone else. Well, Jackie Blue, you haven't seen the pics? I thought everybody saw them. Yeah, that one. Instead, I've never seen anyone's tonsils from their butthole. But I'll never forget that picture. I will never. They got mad when they were up on YouTube, though. Oh, yeah, they did. You're right. But he's not on panel, so... Ernie was, yeah. That's all right. I got more information. We're not done. Sorry, this is really fucking confusing. I'm sorry, avian guy. It is. I kind of tried to tell him to stay in a timeline, but I thought Ernie married Melinda. Apparently, he did not marry Melinda. At least that's according to Shelby. Shelby said he never married Melinda. So I don't know. I can look and see if I can find a marriage certificate, but he married Melissa. He's talked about her, remember? Said she blew up a meth lab. Yes, Melissa is his son's mother, right. Ask Eric if he is old enough to have gone to the club Tulip Faye. Fitzcrank, you're welcome. I just asked if Ernie was the giver or taker. Ernie was the taker. Did he marry Melinda? I heard not. Oh, McBee, I could do that. I just today figured out how to record a phone call. There's a little like recording icon on my phone, which I've never noticed before. I don't know if that's a new update, but well, Kel's Bells, yeah, it's confusing, isn't it? I thought his wife's name was Melinda also. But I don't know. Shelby said he was never married to Melinda. And he didn't know he was married to Melissa until he got out of jail or prison. Haven't seen, oh, Ginny, yeah. They're quite shocking. No, Melinda's the cousin. Melinda's his son's mother. I don't know. Oh, Shannon. Dulcie, I think he is gonna try to do something. He's gonna try to do something for the assault. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. What was Constance Sue's before or after the birth of the child? I think after. McBee, what I heard was that he was with Melinda, who was his third cousin, Ernie said, and had a child, and then left her for Melinda. No, Melissa. Oh, darn it. Melissa. Okay, what did, yes, Dulcie, sadly, that's the truth. Protect the children. Constance Sue, what did you ask me? Ask again, because you had it was something I wanted to say. And it wasn't about him arresting him, but. Okay, Sheila D. Could be. Could be. He was definitely married to Melissa. But Ernie can hand out drugs, right? Oh, yeah, Jaded. Ernie would never have anything to do with drugs, right? I'm going to try to find Constance Sue's question because I wanted to answer it, then I got distracted. Hasn't seen the pictures, doesn't want to. I'm going to send him to you on Messenger. I got more to say. Oh, they called the jail tip for drugs, or no, I bet you they told him he had well, they know he wasn't using a cell phone because the CO beckoned him over. Am I going to have to tell the rest of it? I'm looking for Constance Sue's. Well, I'll check into the actual marriage, but I'm looking for Constance Sue's question. I'm sorry, avian guy. I'm sorry it's confusing. I don't know. I'm looking and I don't see Constance's question, so I guess we missed it. Okay, so the reason that Eric is so upset. Oh, did Ernie get a restraining order against Eric? Okay, Eric said that he tried to get a harassment. It was a criminal harassment complaint. It was not a restraining order. And Ernie said he called him like 3,500 times and broke up his marriage. And Eric said that when the judge got it, she said, "What is this shit?" and dismissed it. So, Ernie just vindictive. He's vindictive. I got it. Oh, yeah, he probably did say he was a fugitive recovery guy. So, 2 rumors confirmed from Eric, Ernie and Jimbo were lovers, and Eric and Ernie, yes. That would be correct. Yeah, I saw her say that. Moody Farm, were they married? I don't know. Shelby didn't know they were married. Melissa Brown Shell, he was married to. And I have those wedding pictures. Yeah, Ernie doesn't like to be rejected. No. Yeah, Ernie's not the... Yeah, Ernie is a stalker. Thelma in the mix. I don't want to think about that. When Traders did that Thelma thing, that was hilarious. Honestly. I absolutely love that. I laughed my ass off. He didn't know. Rumor, he doesn't know the person's name, but he said there was someone that Ernie was involved with, another guy that he went to see quite often. Okay, Nancy. I have wedding photos. I didn't know which one of them it was. Hey, that's a very true statement. Apparently he does care. Okay, in 2015? All right, Melinda. All right, sorry. I guess Shelby just didn't know that. Well, when was he married to Then when was he married to Melissa? Moody Farm. He was married to Melinda. Okay, I thought Eric did say it was Melinda that accused Eric of breaking up their marriage. Okay, so his child is 18 or 19. That is correct. Jaded. Okay, so after they did finally part ways, Ernie stalked, harassed Eric's mother, believe it or not. I asked her if she still had, and yes, I'm not calling up prisoners' families. He asked me to contact her and pass messages on to her, which is not against prison policy, in case any Tiglets are listening. No, I can do that. And so she was just talking to me about how Ernie ruined Eric's life. And she's actually the one that told me that Ernie was giving Eric drugs, because Eric didn't tell me that. He said that he thought it made him look bad and he didn't want that to get out. But he said, well, cat's out of the bag now. So, oh, Moody Farm, I have those wedding pics. I thought that was him and Melissa. Yeah, so then I had asked her if she had those messages that Ernie sent her. Telling her son was going to go to jail and I don't know, just all kinds of nasty stuff. And speaking of harassing someone's family that you don't like, right? Ernie would never do that, would he? Yeah, they won't believe it. Yeah, Jaded. You guys are doing really good. I appreciate that. Appreciate you not bashing Ernie gratuitously. So yeah, his mom doesn't have any love lost for Ernie. It's odd too, Ernie, when we were talking about Hay House and on Ernie's live, right after my live last night, he said that he was the first one cleared at the Hay House. And then Greer, and then he named another guy he said were cleared. Greer was cleared, and Greer works at the Sullivan County Jail. He's right there with Eric right now. And Eric has talked to him about Ernie, and he thinks Ernie is a lying piece of shit, quote unquote. So I don't know why Ernie thinks these people are his friends or think well of him. I don't know. His marital history, I don't know. No, he was married to Melissa last. Yes, that was giving payback. Okay, that was Shelby started dating one of his recent exes when he got out for a while. That was Melissa. That was Ernie's wife. And Ernie said he wasn't interested in her anymore. And Ernie was with Lucinda Lay at the time. And he came to see Shelby with Lucinda. He said he didn't care about Melissa anymore. I know, that's just his love life is crazy. Amanda, and there was Ernie's gone through a lot of conquests, hasn't he? Amanda sounds familiar, but who was? Well, then there's Pam Stedham. Amanda sounds familiar. I don't know. And Laura, Shelby's wife, when he was arrested, Laura Rubel, she dated Ernie for a week and then realized that he was a liar and she didn't want anything to do with him. And then met Shelby a little later. I forget how they met. I think maybe online. Yeah, a week, jaded. Didn't take her long to size him up. We have to give her credit, right? She figured earn out in a week. I wouldn't hire him as a janitor. He would be hanging out in the men's restrooms. Well, that's hilarious. The days of Ernie's life. No, I don't know. Okay. So, just a minute. I got to go look at my messages because my phone's blowing up. Okay. Nancy. Yes. Melissa Shaw. Yeah, that's who he was married to then. Okay, so I give her credit. Skip the marriage therapy. I told you to stay. I hope they don't. You know, Eric's, I think he's the life of the party there, according to the people he's with. Ernie's imaginary friend. Yeah. Absher and Captain Howard, right? Those are probably worked at the Hay House too. So, oh yeah, more threats. He said, I'm about to make the biggest mistake of my life. That kind of sounded like a threat too. Yeah, Lenny J. Amanda. He did go with Daisy's niece, Purple Rain. And here I've been telling people that was a different Amanda. He did go with her? Daisy didn't, or Jinkies, yeah, was saying some not very complimentary things about Amanda. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Well, he was like a regular at Jenky's, right? It was Jenky's friend. Okay, life's a dance. Let me look before. Wonder if Eric will call back or if what they're doing to him. Oh, Nikki just made a post about me. All right, so let's see. What did I get? 2 new messages. Okay, thank you. All right, here is a. Oh, she did call? Jinkies and Daisy both went to school with Ernie and Jimbo. Jinkies made out with Ernie at a party. She's talked about it. And Daisy had the hots for. No, Jimbo had the hots for Daisy in school. I know that whole story. Chat is going good. Okay, here's a post from Melinda. Ernie's the wife. Yeah, Jinky said it was crooked. I didn't ask Eric, but Eric said it was tiny. Why would you do that? They didn't like people calling the jail on Ernie, right? Well, apparently, shoot. There is one thing I didn't ask him about because I wanted it to be surprised along with the rest of you. I can tell you what it was about, though. Okay, here's Melinda's thing. It was when Jeremy was very young, and it was in Duffield, Virginia. I thought I put him in there, but I didn't. The state did for non-payment. Okay. Apparently jail. The state put him in jail for non-payment. See, he's never paid for his child. He can't be with anything but trash. Nothing else would have him. Okay, this is Melinda. I was completely ignorant for it, and I can't believe I was that stupid. No, I didn't put that in the divorce papers. Okay, so he was married to her. Shelby apparently didn't know that. I took Jeremy 100% because I knew he wouldn't pay anyway, but I don't want him to have papers saying I had to let him take Jeremy for a second from me. I knew if he cared at all, I wouldn't have to ask for support. So there you go. And yeah, then he signed away his rights to Jeremy. I guess we can say his name because. So should I keep going on? Who are they gonna? I don't know when she filed. Spidey fan. Okay, so as far as the picture that Eric is so upset about, that was when Ernie assaulted him. And yeah, he did, Cinnamon Girl. Ernie, he said he was in a hotel room and Ernie came running in and knocked him over the head and then grabbed him and swung him into the corner of a table and it cut his head. And then Ernie ran out and ran away. So Eric called his mom and his mom drove him to the emergency room. Ernie did not arrest him. Ernie can arrest people in spite of the fact that he thinks he can. And I don't want to hear talk about any citizen's arrest because that doesn't apply in this case either. A citizen's arrest, you have to see someone committing a felony. Okay, so Eric was just standing in his hotel room. So, and what Ernie claims he said there was a guard there watching over him and Eric was handcuffed. And no, you can see there's no cuffs on him. One arm is holding his hair back to show the wound, and the other hand is holding the camera up, taking the picture. There's no guards there. And then Ernie laughed about it. Oh, that takes care of his modeling career, doesn't it? Haha. Well, yeah, Eric was a model. Before that, he did some modeling, and that's just nasty to laugh like that, I think, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. And Eric said that's not the first time either that Ernie had assault. Oh, he said Ernie tried to strangle him one time. Can't remember what the circumstances were with that. But Ernie was mad at him and put his hands around his throat and tried to strangle him. Oh, yeah, Cinnamon Girl. Yep. Oh, that was Ernie's dad that said that, Pam O'Connor. Ernie claimed he was a model. Running Bear, hi. Eric is one of Ernie's old claims. Yeah, Eric had the modeling career. Okay, so then we got to, what else was I going to say? Oh, okay. So this won't be a surprise, but it does validate things. He said that Ernie cooked up these scams and fake scenarios during the years he was with him. But he didn't tell me in depth because I wanted that to come out here. I didn't want him to tell me, and now I'm sorry I didn't. Underwear model, mannequin. But what is that? Butthole stretcher model. I don't know. I wonder who they're going to call about me. Yeah, the family's actually scared of. Oh, is Ernie live? Strangle him. Wasn't Eric being rough enough? I don't think Eric's into that, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Fake scenarios, Ernie? Yeah, it's hard to imagine, isn't it? I wished I would have asked what those were, but I'll find out. He can write me. Did Eric ever experience Ernie's methosodes? You know, I asked him if Ernie took drugs too, and he said not a lot. He said he did occasionally, but he preferred to have Eric drugged up. And he did supply Eric with the drugs some of the time. Okay, so you know I always come with receipts. So if I have to, I could have Eric's mother. I could have Sergeant Greer. And I could have the legislator that Eric's mother called to start the investigation for Hay House. Eric gave me the attorney's name there that started that. So, you know, there's someone that worked at Hay House that's going to tell me what's going on there too. Avian guy, absolutely. That's what I say. Sounds like trafficking, doesn't it? I think he is. Eric said that, Cinnamon Girl, Eric said that the statute of limitations has not run out on that assault. So he's going to file when he gets out. He said there is no statute of limitations for whatever kind of assault that was. That was over surveillance cameras, right? I don't know what you're referring to. Okay, so I don't think we have anything more to talk about. Let me see if he sent me an email. I don't know. I asked him why he kept going back to Ernie. He said they never lived together. He never considered him. He was never his boyfriend. He said it was just a series of encounters. So yeah, booty call. Oh, he wasn't investigated for any murders, for crying out loud. Yeah. Ernie said Shelby was too, right? Yeah. Ernie's gonna have some bigger problems coming up, if I'm not mistaken. He might wish he went on a highway run. Okay. I don't know if I look at my mail, I'll cut myself off. Well, Luna Umbra plus, yeah, he was in rehab. Ernie was in a position of authority there, right? Head of security, right? I mean, it doesn't matter the age because, I mean, I've seen teachers go to jail for sex with students that are adults because they're in a position of authority. That's, yes, abuse of power. Absolutely. Taser bolts in the chat. That's funny. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap it up here, and yeah, I don't know. Eric isn't the only one that said they thought they were drugged. I don't know. Ooh, nice. Okay, so next time I talk to Eric, I'll ask him about those scams that Ernie cooked up, and I'll tape it. And then I'll play it. So, okay, thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate you all. Somebody had to ruin our party, right? Always a party pooper. You wonder what they're so afraid of. What are they so afraid of? If this was just, faults and Ernie could debunk it. I wonder if he's got that arrest report. Did he post that yet where he arrested Eric? That he said he could get? I'd like to see that. Let's see. Okay. So that's short live for me, but easier for other people to listen to, huh? I don't know why cover for a predator. I don't know. After hearing that and hearing what he did and hearing what he's done to other people, I don't know how anyone could be behind him. I mean, this thing with Eric, that wasn't even that long ago that Eric had messaged him, asked him to take that down. So I don't know. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for all my mods. You guys are amazing. As always, thank you to chat for being so respectful. I appreciate it. And thanks, everybody, for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. So we'll see you next time.